Now let's continue with our bass channel. A simple one like this. We have our bass pattern. It's simple, clear. Right on it, probably. Using Diva. A bass created using the Diva plugin. I don't quite remember this part. We're doing a sidechain with the compressor. Bottom kick. Let's see, by turning these off again, without the compressor, it's deep. And in the same way, the kicks, sub-frequencies and bass frequencies overlap quite a bit, which really affects our mix. Since there's a problem and something that will drag it down. First, we've done the classic sidechain process to get rid of those initial attacks. Sidechain on. Sidechain off. It's already a lot here. I've done a slight sidechain, even less than half a dB. Basically with EQ. Pure frequencies have been added. Here, at this 100 Hz, bring out the second harmonic. I've tried to bring it to the forefront. We can see that here with spin. Like this. If we turn off the EQ, as you can see, it's a terrible first harmonic. And there's a high amount of sub. We didn't want to use these. Let's even compare it with kick again. Let's compare. It will be clearer. Yes, right now there's more of a battle with the sub. Let's bring in the two videos. As you can see, the kick has come out super well. The bass is the same way. Our concern has started to be heard. The second frequencies of the basses, especially to bring it out here. It's actually a gain that can be considered high. So I've done it, I've turned up the volume. The main reason I'm doing this is mostly because it is music that is listened to through speakers, such as a mobile phone or a laptop at work. Since it's not possible to convey these pure frequencies on such devices, it pays special attention to highlighting these second harmonics related to the bass. I'm doing it, so especially aside from cars, if you look at it right now, a nice way to listen to music. There are no devices and mechanisms. And when we listen to music with our headphones, we can actually hear the full range. Aside from this, mostly music these days is being listened to through devices like mobile phones and laptops. Since it's being listened to, we can't actually convey the first harmonics of the bass. I'm particularly sensitive to bringing the second harmonics to the forefront, and the devices I'm talking about. I'm especially paying attention to how it's heard in the mix. This is something I would recommend you keep in mind. 1, it could be a recommendation. Then right after that, we use a saturator again to boost it up. Really, we're boosting it. Let's hear it. The saturator is off. Let's hear it. Let's turn on the saturator. Again, super. Here, not the first mode, analog clip, soft synth is used. I've highlighted it. Bass. Let's hear it with the percussion and the kick. Let's close the processes. Bass. As you see, pure frequencies, bass frequencies are horrible, intense. A terrifying collision. We've shifted the entire balance in the mix to that side, and we've lost clarity. Again, let's bring the melody in. Nice. It's building up, and we're moving on to the lyrics part. Here it is. Our team percussion has arrived. Great. Right after that, I've held the MIDI notes here. I do this quite often because the sound I choose is one that I like at first. After a while, as the piece progresses, it can happen that I don't like it anymore. After that, once you convert these MIDIs to audio within the track, there seems to be no turning back. To avoid any issues, I prefer to keep at least these MIDI files, meaning the MIDI notes, on one channel. I've done the same thing here. We also have one called Original Swap. Yes, now we see the first element from the album version of the piece. We've used a sub like this. A nice 808 sound does a sweep like this. Great. This piece, in the transition sections, that is, from the drop to the verse. In the middle part of the verse, I've used this like an effect. Apart from this, there is no need to use a handle, because there's already enough in the kick. Again, within the arrangement of the piece, and also in the drop section, I've placed the same effect. I do this in the piece like this. If we hear it together with the others, for example, in the intro part of the piece, such a transition. The piece is building up. Here, bit by bit, the vocals have started just a little. Once more, if you would just be so kind, please. In the breakdown of the piece, as the piece rises towards the drop. From here, shifting to the drop. Great. Our basses were like this. Now, let's move on to the lead channel.